Disadvantage.
Disadvantage. Something that causes problems and tends to stop something from succeeding or making progress. For example, a serious, severe, significant disadvantage.
Disappear.
Disappear. To become impossible to see. For example, with that.
Disappoint. To make somebody feel sad because something that they hope for or expect to happen does not happen or is not as good as they hoped. For example, disappoint somebody. Disastrous. Very bad, harmful or unsuccessful. For example, a disastrous harvest fire result.
Discharge.
Discharge. To give somebody official permission to leave the police or the armed forces, to make somebody leave the police or the armed forces. For example, be discharged from something. Disclose. To give somebody information about something, especially something that was previously secret. For example, disclose something to somebody. Discourage. To try to prevent something or to prevent somebody from doing something, especially by making it difficult to do or by showing that you do not approve of it. For example, discourage doing something.
Discovery.
Discovery. An act or the process of finding somebody/something, or learning about something that was not known about before. For example, researchers in this field have made some important new discoveries.
Discuss.
Discuss. To talk about something with somebody, especially in order to decide something. For example, discuss something with somebody.
Discussion.
Discussion. A conversation about somebody is something. The process of discussing somebody is something. For example, I discovered something interesting during a family discussion.
Dislike.
Dislike. A feeling of not liking something. For example, dislike of something.
Dislike.
Dislike. A feeling of not liking something. For example, dislike of something.
Dismiss. To decide that something is not important and not worth thinking or talking about. For example, dismiss something.
Dismissal. The act of dismissing somebody from their job, an example of this. For example, he still hopes to win his claim against unfair dismissal.
Disorder.
Disorder. A condition or illness that causes problems with the way part of the body or brain works. For example, a blood-bowel disorder.
Displace. To take the place of somebody/something. For example, be displaced by somebody/something.
Dispute.
Dispute. An argument between two people, groups or countries, discussion about a subject on which people disagree. For example, industrial/pay disputes.
Distinct. Easily or clearly heard, seen, felt, etc. For example, there was a distinct smell of gas.
Distinction.
Distinction. A clear difference or contrast, especially between people or things that are similar or related. For example, distinctions between traditional and modern societies.
Distort. To change the shape, appearance, or sound of something so that it is strange or not clear. For example, a fairground mirror that distorts your shape.
Distract.
Distract. To take somebody's attention away from what they are trying to do. For example, you're distracting me from my work.
Distress.
Distress. A feeling of great worry or unhappiness, great mental pain. For example, the newspaper article caused the actor considerable distress. Disturb. To interrupt somebody when they are trying to work, sleep, etc. For example, I'm sorry to disturb you.
Dive. A jump into deep water with your head first and your arms in front of you. For example, a spectacular high dive equals from high above the water. Dive. A jump into deep water with your head first and your arms in front of you. For example, a spectacular high dive equals from high above the water.
Divert. To make somebody/something change direction. For example, be diverted.
Divorce. The legal ending of a marriage. For example, the marriage ended in divorce in 1996. Divorce. The legal ending of a marriage. For example, the marriage ended in divorce in 1996.
Divorced.
Divorced. No longer married because your marriage has been legally ended. For example, my parents are divorced.
Domain.
Domain. An area of knowledge or activity, especially one that somebody is responsible for. For example, financial matters are her domain.
Dominance. The fact of being more important, powerful, or easy to notice than somebody/something else. For example, political/economic dominance.
Dominate.
Dominate. To control or have a lot of influence over somebody's something, especially in an unpleasant way. For example, she always says a lot in meetings. Drag. To pull somebody/something along with effort and difficulty. For example, drag somebody/something.
Dress.
Dress. To put clothes on yourself/somebody. For example, I dressed quickly.
Drink.
Drink. A liquid for drinking, an amount of a liquid that you drink. For example, can I have a drink? Drum. A musical instrument made of a hollow round frame with plastic or skin stretched tightly across one or both ends. You play it by hitting it with sticks or with your hands. For example, to play the drum.